All right, thanks, Paige, for coming on. Tell us what we got to know.
Well, there is so much fear. Well, let me back up. I'm Paige Zecher with Movement Mortgage. I used to be a realtor and sold with Bonnie. She and I have worked together and been friends for a very long time. So even though I'm a lender now, I come to the real estate market, and what I bring to the transaction is a totally different perspective because I've been in your shoes. And I look at the market data differently. I'm listening to different experts, and I just think I'm able to help reiterate what it is, those conversations that you're having with your clients. People are getting older, so the life expectancy is increasing, so people are staying in their homes longer, and because of that, we've got a housing shortage. So over the last 15 years, since 2008, when builders stopped building, here is 2008 when we were at a peak of new homes hitting the market. Here's where we've been 14 years. Builders have been what they were building 50 years ago. That's huge. So builders can't build fast enough. This shows purchase activity remains strong. One of the things that I think people have gotten a little hyper focused on is the last 2 years. If we can help people realize and put some perspective around the last 2 years, these last 2 years were an absolute anomaly. If you were to take the last 2 years out of the equation, we're very much in a normal market. We had, with COVID, you couldn't show houses, people weren't moving, we were on lockdown across the world. So there was this pent up demand that all of a sudden, as soon as the country opens back up, the housing market opened back up too, and it was just filling that demand. So it's beginning to balance out a little bit, but I think the news media is capitalizing on, once we hit this peak, oh my gosh, the housing market is cooling off, we're hitting a crash. Okay,
Can you go back to that one just a second? I want to add something with all this fear mongering. I don't know, I haven't run the numbers, but I would suspect that this pent up demand, which is also a marketing ploy to control the economy. It's all it is. That's why Chick-fil-A's closed on Sunday. This right here is exactly, if you probably plotted it, how the gas prices are in the oil demand, because no one was using the gas, built up this demand for it. They had all this supply. Now the demand is up and gas prices are going through the roof because of how we've held it back. Yeah. It would look very similar to this. So if you're worried about inflation and all that stuff going on, which inflation is going to happen regardless, but if you're worried about that, it will come back down. If it hasn't already started. I don't know.
It has.
Put attention to it, but I'm saying I believe this is an exact copy of what they look like. Now then, they don't want to open up. The shareholders of the OPEC companies, they don't want to open up because they love this pent up demand and these profits that they're getting. So it might stretch out a little longer, but it's going to come back down. So everybody that's so fearful of all this stuff, everything comes back around.
Okay, I want to talk just very briefly and then I'll move on, because I don't have a slide about this. I have a slide, I just did not include it in this presentation, that shows the inflation rates, what they're looking at. So these numbers, we're at like 9.1 or something right now. What they're looking at is year over year. So they're looking back June of last year versus June of this year. So July, August, and September of last year, inflation rates were actually low. So when they take the inflation rates from this year and compare them to last year, it's a bigger gap. So when they're looking at that year over year inflation rates, the next 3 months are going to seem even higher. But as inflation really started to escalate at the end of last year, those year over year comparisons are going to be smaller. So we're going to have continued high appreciation rates, most likely, for the next 3 months. And remember, back to that initial slide, inflation drives interest rates. So we'll probably continue to see interest rates increase following inflation for the next couple of months. And then as we get into the very end of the year, beginning of next, because those year over year inflation rates are going to be lower, we're probably going to see then inflation numbers come down and interest rates follow.
I'll be sharing insightful and informative videos on stress-free retirement, being your own bank, setting up college funds, understanding Social Security, wills, probate, trust, and how the Fed Reserve rate hikes affect your mortgage rates. And always, real estate solutions. I'm your go-to expert in real property. Look for my YouTube channel, living in Canton, Georgia, where it is sunny as can be right now. If you find value here, please like and share so others might as well. Remember, I'm not a videographer, not a video editor. I just want to share the most important info with you guys. Each video has a full version of around half hour or so, but there are multiple shorts of only 5 minutes or less as well. My name, Daniel Kloffelter. My area of specialty is real estate and asset protection for more than 25 years. So why am I exhorting you to view financial-based videos on a real estate channel? Good question. I believe that we all do better when we know better, which is why I'm here to expose you to a team of experts who know the topics that matter most. All of these topics work in unison. Full disclosure, I receive nothing for doing these videos other than the satisfaction of adding value to you. So smash that like button already. What are you waiting for? Share this so other people can see it. Y'all have a great day.